Hello, world. My name is Max 9, and I love video games.
I'm the Megabuck. I really love video games.
And my name is Raph. I also love video games.
And welcome to the Game Treasure Podcast, where we discuss treasured video games of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Warning, the Game Treasure Podcast is not for children or anyone with a brain for that matter. Why did I do that thing that I did in the beginning? Well, I was trying to recreate the famous, what would you call it, the logo screen for our subject matter today. Because today we have another console carousel for you. The GameCube. The purple, perfectly squared, handle-clad miracle that is the
purple,
GameCube.
sometimes black, sometimes orange, sometimes platinum.
So if you're new to the show, the console carousel is where we take one console and then we each pick 5 of our favorite games for that console to talk about. So not the 5 best games per se, but maybe just our 5 favorite games. And I like to imagine like one of those pie carousels that holds all the pies at a diner, and just all of our games are in that, just rotating in this beautiful thing.
Marge, how long's this one been in here? Oh, you don't want none of that one, hun. It's got mold on it.
This one's a shit pie.
So the GameCube comes out in 2001. Buck just brought to my attention that it was only $199 when it came out.
That was a big deal. PS2 and Xbox were $299. So when Nintendo announced its new console, which was after the other two, and it was $100 less.
Talk about competitive pricing, dude. Holy shit.
Nintendo. You're speaking my college-age Buck's language.
And more exciting news for Nintendo for this generational leap was that they made the Switch to discs. Finally, the long-awaited dropout with Sony has inevitably come to the discs. But wait, no, not entirely, because guess what? The console uses mini discs.
Because of piracy. We're so afraid of pirates. Somalian pirates are coming to steal Nintendo's money.
Oh, was that really what that was for? Was
110%? Yes.
That's wild.
Ask any poor college-age student like myself, circa 2001, why they loved their Dreamcast.
Because they could pirate all the games.
Because launch edition Dreamcast could play burnt discs if you burnt them at a slow speed. Yes.
So yeah, it uses these little, maybe only 4-inch wide, I guess, something discs or so. I've got some right here.
About this size, yeah.
Beautiful. I love this. I wish mini discs were still a thing. I remember the Locusts, the band, made an album that they released only on mini discs. I remember feeling like these guys kick ass.
I feel like Hideo Kojima still carries around a mini disc player instead of an MP3 player or a cell phone.
Some Sony
Kojima keeps one on a chain around his neck. I just picture him just praying to it every. Yeah,
it's made out of hair. Yeah. The chain is made of hair or something. Another weird design. I mean, it's easy to look back now and be like, yeah, but it's just like, it was a cube, man.
Yeah,
it's a square.
Yeah, right.
It was weird. It was strange. Everyone else, the PlayStation 2 is out at this point. It's like a rectangle. Xbox is out. It's also a rectangle. And then they were like, fuck you.
Cube.
Perfectly square. Such a strange design.
And don't try to tell me that the Switch was the first handheld console, because the GameCube had a handle.
I was about to say, with a handle on the back, if you had to carry it around with your 4-pack of Natty Ice and your GameCube, yeah.
I had a GameCube case holder that didn't have a handle on it. It had a cutout for the GameCube's handle. They're like, why are we going to put a handle on this case? The console already has its own handle.
So amazing. I remember honestly being kids and being like, that's cool. Like we were like, because we got to go between our mom and our dad's house a lot, right? So we got to go Buck's taking it to here, or we're going to Buck's house with it. So the handle was so funny. And I want to say, this thing's a fucking beast of a brick, bro. I remember there was a video when it came out of like a guy dropping it off of like a 10-story building, like just dropping a GameCube off of a 10-story building, plugs it right back in. That bitch works. That thing was hefty as fuck. I don't know if it's this being a complete square versus being a rectangle that made it so sturdy, but I don't know. Those corners were strong as fuck.
It truly was a weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
It's even though its code name was Dolphin, you could not submerge it in water.
No, it's still 4 players, like the N64, so it's still beating PlayStation in that right. Xbox had 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But obviously, this thing, even with being a square, is still tinier than that original Xbox.
The original Xbox was
ridiculous.
Huge. The original Xbox was like 4 PS2s.
Another interesting design choice is the controller of the GameCube. Right. It looks really weird. I remember when we first got introduced to it, it was like, what in the fuck? It says, I guess if you haven't seen it, I would say that like, oh, this system is over 20 years old. You probably haven't seen it if you're like a 20-year-old person. But you probably have seen it because guess what? People still use this controller.
Absolutely.
That shit stuck. People still use it to play Smash Melee and other games. So it's got a huge A button in the dead center where your thumb lies, and then a tiny little B button just off to the left, and then 2 jelly bean shaped buttons on the top of the A button that are your X and Y.
Some of us like them so much that I actually have a Switch Bluetooth controller that is just shaped like an oversized GameCube controller.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that you can plug into the sides of the Switch. Nice.
Or it's just wireless also, but it's got the same button layout here.
That's nice.
Well, they sell wireless ones separately as well that people use for Smash Brothers and shit. But
I mean, honestly, the joystick layout on this thing is kind of what, like, if you look at the Pro controller, that's kind of, they've gone with that offset sort of joystick layout, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, Xbox does that too.
And the C button gave them pseudo dual analog.
True. Right.
Whereas this has the C stick, which is this tiny little nipple at the bottom.
It is.
Of your right hand.
Unlike the Switch 2, which has a C button.
The C, I feel like the C stick is more lifelike. And I mean, I gotta say, I didn't want to go without mentioning this. The Wavebird controller. When I was younger, Nintendo, they released the first really good first party wireless controller.
Oh yeah.
God
straight up, yo. I mean, like, I want to say, like, probably companies like Mad Catz made, like, wireless PlayStation controllers.
I had a Logitech
but they would not be good.
I had a Logitech PS2 controller that I adored. I played through the whole Monokemia series using that thing, but it still did not hold a candle to the Wavebird, and the Wavebird was first party.
It feels silly to recount it, but it's just like, no, man, you don't understand. I remember because, so it worked by having a little brick. You could slide 4 of them. They fit perfectly design-wise to where the ports on the GameCube were far enough apart to where you could put 4 Wavebirds in a GameCube, and they had different channels that you could manually switch using a straight-up dial to like 1, 2, 3, so you didn't cross each other's frequencies. Exactly. And you could have 4-player wireless Smash Brothers in the living room where you guys didn't have to sit 6 feet from the TV.
There's a very famous
sit on your fucking couch, not stacked on top of one another. Like, you know what I mean? This was a huge game changer for games like Smash Brothers.
There's a really there was your friend always only had one Wavebird. Like you had like maybe a friend that had one. So there was always a fight for who gets the Wavebird.
Pricey. They're like $60,
right?
Yeah, it was BYOW. Bring your own Wavebird.
There's a really famous print advertisement that they made where a guy is sitting on the toilet and has a mirror hanging on the back of his bathroom door, and the door is open at a 45-degree angle so he can see his television in his bedroom. So he can play, I guess reversed, his whatever game he's playing while on the toilet.
Wow. We're living the good life now. Yeah, that's good shit, honestly.
Part of the $100 million that Nintendo spent marketing the GameCube was that print advertisement.
Not to mention, like as we stated before, the default color for this thing was purple.
The console.
I love Nintendo.
Yeah.
I love the GameCube. So let's get started with our carousel. I'm gonna start first. This thing getting released in 2001. I'm 11, so it is like the first. Yes, like so up until this point, N64 is the most advanced thing I've ever played. Now I'm 11. I'm turning the corner. I'm going to be a teenager soon. When is my game console going to come out?
Got it.
And then there's a game console that's this little tiny thing, just like how I'm little and tiny, and it uses little tiny discs, just like how I'm little and tiny. And it looks amazing. I wanted to comment that my overall thought on the GameCube was when it came out, the water in a certain game I'm going to mention, things like this, blew my fucking mind. It looked amazing compared to like the PlayStation 1 and whatnot.
Graphics will never get better than this.
I
Hulk Hogan's
seriously,
face.
I'm sorry.
And they
I don't
never
think
did.
I didn't feel that way when the Xbox. I wasn't like, wow, holy, this is as best as good. But I remember specifically loading GameCube games and being like, holy fuck, we are here in the future. So to start my first two games, I need to first talk about something I want to say we've touched on before, but it is, turn on your Spotify video, this thing right here. The GameCube freeloader.
I have mine too.
What's that?
So this
Raph.
is a
so sorry.
disc
Yeah, I
that
know.
allows you to play import GameCube games. Buck,
Kinda.
I don't know where Buck got this for me because Amazon wasn't a thing,
No.
eBay was a thing, but we
But
barely
anime
were on it.
conventions were.
I think that might have been where it is. We got it at an anime convention. So the way this thing worked is you would put it in your GameCube, start up your GameCube. It would load the and then it would like put itself into like a menu screen that was almost like a suspended state of running. And it would say, now take out the GameCube game. We've already the Nintendo guards inside of this GameCube have already walked past you. So now you can take your tuxedo off and load the game you actually want to play.
It like changed the region, or I don't know the inner workings of it, but that's basically what it did.
And you could slip in import games and
Oh.
play them and surpass the region.
Which means I know what one of your games is,
And
because I think I
love
bought it
this
for you.
bad boy because I was fucking into anime. I still love anime. I want to do an episode on like anime IP games
Absolutely.
soon in the future.
That sounds like a blast.
And I played the fuck out of my number 5 game that I want to say I might want to. I think Buck might have even got this for me
I think I
from
did.
Japan. Zoids versus. This
Knew it.
fucking game beats ass. It's the first in a series of 3 games. They're all just called Zoids versus. So if you don't know what Zoids is, it's an anime where it's actually a couple of animes. There's a couple different series. The main thing is it's like Gundam if all the Gundams were animals.
Mostly
It
tigers.
it also reminds me of, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, it's like if the Power Rangers actually used their Zords before they combined to
Right.
do anything ever.
Ever.
Because, like, you know, the only Zord that ever gets any airtime is the Tyrannosaurus. Like, sometimes he'll fight, like, the Dragon Zord or something on himself. But, like, they never just show, like, the Mastodon doing something just by himself.
That's because the Mastodon was just one little mini that ran along a track.
Right.
It wasn't a suit someone could put on.
Exactly.
Because it would just be some guy bent over. But so Zoids was that. There's this game in particular has a couple different game modes. I'll just jump right into the game instead of explaining Zoids to you. But my first note is literally just Zoids beats ass, which is a synopsis of how cool Zoids is. So there's 3 different game modes. One of them is just versus mode, so you understand how that works. There's a mission mode where there's like a bespoke storyline made for this game that involves like a unique character. I didn't play that one really because I didn't speak Japanese, and this is all in Japanese.
So here was the hardest thing about the freeloader. Even this was before I learned Japanese in college and took the class. The freeloader just changed the region for you. And there's something to do with the GameCube and the way that it encodes text. If the text wasn't embedded in the image, it would just show up as gobbledygook. It would just show. It wouldn't even show up as Japanese, as hiragana or katakana. It would just show up as ampersand FL tilde. Like it was just
Garbage.
You had to basically memorize the layout of the shit if it wasn't, whatever. But anyhow, so I couldn't really play that mode. But there is a battle mode, which is a series of like tournaments, quote unquote, which is just a series of battles. And they take place in the different Zoids universes. So if you've seen Zoids, you'll know what these words mean. The Chaotic Century, the Guardian Force Age, and the New Century. So the one where it's like basically like they all fight for fun. There's one where it's like there's a war going on. And then there's one where there's like a kid who has like a small sized dinosaur one that can take control of the other Zoids that he gets inside of. I don't know. That was the lesser played later one on Toonami. Anyhow, I digress. That mode and the versus mode both kick ass because you can customize your Zoids along the way. You like get parts and money, and there's a weapon shop, and there's a fox Zoid in this game, and he's got this huge sniper rifle on his back, and then there's one that's like a fucking turtle who's got a giant cannon, and then there's like one that's just like a T-Rex that's got a series of machine guns lighting his sides. Like, I just love Zoids. I love the design of all the fucking Zoids in this game. All the melee Zoids, like the ones that have the like blades that flip out from their sides. And you fight every battle in a huge arena because you are massive. You're like a fucking Gundam. But all the battle arenas like needed a radar and a map because they were big enough. And I don't know, it gave flexibility to like the one that was like a turtle if you needed to fight one of the melee ones so you could get some distance at the beginning of the fight and try to kill them before they get to you type thing.
Right.
I really liked
cool.
this game. I played a fuckload of this game with my friends, just customizing the Zoids constantly.
Plus, it felt cool because you were playing an import game.
Yeah, and then once again, this game looked amazing being on the GameCube. It's got really fun, like, ragdoll physics on the Zoids. When you kill them, they're like blast, like, and go flying and tumbling like a giant
Why would a robot
machine.
have ragdoll physics?
It was because reasons.
Yeah, it just does.
Right.
But yeah, Zoids versus the original one. Kick-ass game is my number 5.
Nice.
Number 4 is another import game. Another fighting game, and another game made by Tomy. I didn't mention that game was made by Tomy, but this, I have 2 of these, and this is the later installment of the one that I have, and that is the Naruto Gekito Ninja Taisen 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
We carry those a lot at Retro. Import Naruto fighting games, yeah.
You do not need to be able to speak Japanese to play this one for the most part. If you've watched Naruto, then you know what the story is because there's a storyline that you go through and you're like, yep, I remember when these 2 guys fight and da-da-da-da. You recreate the storyline or whatever. Just if you're curious, these are the Clash of the Ninja series. That's what they were called in America. But this 4th one here didn't come out for the GameCube in America. It came out later for the Wii U, I want to say. Like, it got, like, reported or remade. So you couldn't get this one for a long time. And this one fucking, I love Naruto unabashedly. I didn't watch all of, like, Shippuden after the time jump, but I watched all of Naruto, goddammit. And I still am a stan of this show. I still think the fucking Sekuga or whatever, the fighting in this show, certain arcs, certain battles, like Gaara versus Rock Lee and Sasuke versus Orochimaru, like there's epic drawing in here. So this is a cell shaded fighter.
Love it.
Up to 4 players.
Love it.
So you could do free for all battles, you could do 3v1s, you could do 2v2s, which was really cool because I mean if you know Naruto at all, you know that like a lot of the storyline cruxes on the fact that like people work together on teams.
Yeah.
So they were like abilities that like work together, like sort of inherently. It was really cool. They also had this 3v3 tag mode in this game that they added in this one, I believe. And so it made it to where you can battle another person one-on-one, but you each got 3 people and you could tag out manually just like Marvel vs. Capcom or something like this. And just like how I said, how a lot of like the storyline of this game, like show, revolves around people working together. If you picked characters that like did shit together in the show, you got access to, well, everyone got access to, but this like team super you could do. Cool. And if you did it with people that like had storyline together, they'd get like bespoke custom animations for their team super.
Oh, that's sick.
So if you're a fan of the show, it's just like really cool fan service with that. The coolest thing about this game to me is that it is like it's a side perspective game like Tekken, but it's slightly at an upward tilt because it's kind of like an arena fighter, almost more like Power Stone or something.
Yeah.
So it's not directly sideways, and there's a lot of circle strafing going on. Every character has a projectile. There just straight up is a button like in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, to throw a projectile. That is every character except for Kiba, who's a character who has a second character with him who walks around the battlefield. It's a dog. And so a lot of the strategy of this fighter revolves around zoning. which if you're familiar with fighting game terms, that's the code for being outside of the neutral state and still jabbing, essentially, using projectiles. And so I just like to encapsulate what I'm saying. There's this character. There are 40 characters, by the way, in this fucking game.
Holy shit.
Which is fucking awesome because certain characters have multiple forms. There's a character in this game who's like a spider guy. He's like a weird, like mutant Spider-Man, and he has this power where you can press like down and A. It's like Smash rules, so everyone has a forward special, down special, back special, and up special or whatever. His like down special is to make a web around his vicinity, like just directly around him. And so if you're like doing a team battle, you can strategize around having the other person push opponents towards you so that you can make that ground on you. I don't know, just like cool, interesting technique choices like this. You have a chakra bar that's like your main energy for doing your specials, but you also use it to do this like sort of Dragon Ball Z style instant transmission to warp behind your opponent automatically. And so you get the opportunity to do that every time you get struck. So like one of the things I do with this guy, right, is you spit projectiles at your opponent, hoping that they will catch one of the projectiles and instant transmission behind you to try to attack you, because you know that after you spit, you're going to throw spider webs on the ground, so that if they do that, they'll warp behind you and get stuck in your spider webs. Which is just something that's just like, cool. That's some Naruto shit. If you watch this show, like, it's very JoJo, and it's like you got these characters with very specific skill sets, like, and they'll be very strange sometimes, and when you stack them against one another, you're like, how the fuck is this guy who controls puppets gonna fight this guy who has a dog that can shapeshift into himself, or you know what I mean, or like this
the
guy
powers of animation,
this guy controls your shadow, and then this guy controls sand, like just weird things like this, like and so yeah, I love this game. It's got a fuckload of characters, and the fighting is really fun and interesting, and not really combo based. Like I said, it's mostly zoning based.
Cool.
So let's move on to our third game, fly from Japan into games I played in English. Oh. Coming in at number 3 is a game, I think except for my number 1. These next 2 games are games that are different games in their franchises. Coming in at number 3, 2002, for me, Super Mario Odyssey. This game fucking...
Sunshine?
Yeah, sorry. Super Mario Sunshine.
Sorry, you named a better Mario
game. Okay, yeah, no. So, I feel like people put this game in the C tier rank.
And it deserves it.
I like it so much. I don't know. I guess the flood. So if you haven't played this game, it revolves around Mario's on vacation. He's trying to be on vacation, and so he goes to, I don't remember the name of the beach that he goes to, but
Delfino.
Thank you, Delfino Plaza, and he's got short sleeves on. You get to see Mario's arms, which is really freaky and weird. And like the very first thing that happens is you get introduced to this backpack that speaks. That's called the Flood. It's made by Professor Egad, I think, if that's right, which is a character that was made in Mario or in Luigi's Mansion. So, and you basically the entire game, all the platforming attempts to involve this flood device, and it's like a multi-function backpack. So you have to manually fill it up with water by jumping into water, which looks amazing on the GameCube. It was a perfect excuse to have the whole entire thing be filled to the brim with this amazing looking water. You fill your backpack up, and you can do shit like hover in place in midair, or spray your water to clean up this like paint, because the plot revolves around a like mysterious inky version of you that's making this island that you're at all messy and yucky. It turns out to be Bowser Jr., which I think, is this the first installment, correct me if I'm wrong, with like Bowser has a bunch of children, but this like Bowser Jr. character where he's wearing the mask, like he's like he's stuck around for like, you know, now he's in Smash Brothers. He's in Mario Party.
I was racking my brain, but I think it is one of the introduction of Bowser, like actual Bowser Jr., not the other Koopa kids.
Right, not, you know, all their different actual real names, just Bowser Jr. And I love
you mean
Bowser
Morton
Jr.
and
Yes,
Sidney
Lloyd and Frank and David.
Ludwig.
But Petey Piranha is another character that gets invented in this Mario. I like this one just because, to me, the platforming that you do with the backpack isn't any. It's just platforming to me. You know what I mean? Like whether it's no different than being Peach in Mario 2 and just like hovering for certain chunks of the level. Right? You're just like, yeah, that's just how she could. Well, in this game, Mario can hover for a bit. And so they use that. He can also do this spray water thing, which is just like, it's a gameplay mechanic that's in it. Outside of that, I mean, there's like shooting up like a rocket. I don't know. I didn't think it was that tasking. I think people over-exaggerate it being like annoying.
I think that's not the part that they gripe about. I think the normal gripe I hear is the same one that I have, and that's it's got gameplay issues. When I initially played it, I remember when I quit, and it was in one of the amusement levels where there's this giant structure made out of that green grate, right? It's like these rectangular green grates that you could climb on or run on top of. And I remember it takes quite a bit to get to the top, and there's little electrode things knocking you off, and of course water and electricity doesn't mix. And I got almost completely to the top, and I was on top of the grate, and one of the enemies hit me, and I phased through the grate and went all the way to the bottom again.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, man, you know what? I don't know if I'm having fun. And that happened once or twice. And I shit you not, 20-something years later, when they re-released Mario 3D All-Stars for the Switch, picked it up, and I'm like, I'm going to play Sunshine. It's really not that bad. And the flood's kind of fun. It's gimmicky. It makes the platforming hard or whatever else. I shit you not, they didn't fix it. And the same fucking thing happened in the exact same fucking spot. I'm like, nope. Internet's right. This it's still Mario. It's still good, but it's not top tier Mario.
I love it. Yoshi is in this fucking game. A bunch of different colored Yoshis. I think it was fun to enjoy. I was like, oh shit, he was missing from N64 Mario. He's here now.
True.
Let's fucking go.
True.
And just the aesthetic, like, of it being an island, like the whole thing takes place on this this vacation island, and so you never really go to other biomes. Like they'll vary slightly, where it's just like now you're in a hot springs, or now you're in a ski lodge or something like this. But the whole thing has the same theme, which is vacation places, and I like that. I just think it's cute and funny, and for no reason at all. All the music is like super light and jaunty, like. There's no trumpets and shit. It's just like a ukulele and a guitar and like a maraca and like.
None of those are the gripes. Those are all fun and good cool things.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't remember running into any like technical gripes like that. I just remember it reminded me of 64 in that it's like a collect-a-thon. You got 120 shine sprites to collect. And I just thought the platforming was serviceable. I like Yoshi. I like the colors. I think it's a fun ass Mario on the GameCube.
Hell yeah.
My number 2 game, though, is inarguably much better and more well received, but also did stir controversy when it first came out. I'm talking about 2003, The Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker is my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I love when people are like, I want stuff like this, and then the people are like, yeah, well, how about this? And it's the other way, because I remember the 2000 Space World tech demo when the GameCube was going to be released in 2000. So the year before it got released, there was a video that got put out to the public. I don't remember how we must have watched it, Buck. It's with Adult Link and Ganon, and they're fighting each other in like a temple or something. And I remember being like, holy shit. The next Zelda's going to be crazy. And then we get the next Zelda, and it's Wind Waker.
It's also beach themed.
And it's
codenamed Dolphin. Remember, everything has to be water themed.
Again, the water looked amazing, but and I remember people being like, "What the fuck is this? Like, I don't want my Zelda to be a cartoon because my last Zelda had a kick-ass guy in it and he was cool, and I don't want to be a kid." But again, I gotta say, like, hey, I like the change of pace. I like the island aesthetic. I'm from Florida. What can I say? I talked about it briefly last week when we were talking about the casting for Zelda. But like this Zelda stars the funnest Link.
Toon Link.
Toon Link is just awesome. He, like I said, he starts out with the wrong clothes on, like he's just wearing like regular ass clothes, and the first thing you got to get is his clothes, which is a nice little touch to making you really feel like, no, you're like a regular guy who's got to go become a hero. Like you don't even have the right clothes on. He makes the best faces because this whole thing is like this cell shaded, like anime adjacent. So he makes like, I don't know, like.
His face is very animated.
Yeah, about to say, and like
sure.
maybe in N64 Zelda, you get like some close-ups of Link, like
well,
something
you get
like
the
this.
masks in Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
and they did a lot
but not
with
much.
those.
But there are many, many moments in this game where they just cut to Link's face, and he's just like
what?
He's like making like a ooh woo, like the W face or something. Like the whole game is like pirate motif adjacent. If you've never played Wind Waker, you play on like a shattered continent, and so like most of the world is water. So like Water World. So if you but if you don't know what the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker is, you probably don't know what Water World is either. But the King of Hyrule has been turned into a boat, and a sailboat specifically. And so the only way to get from place to place is to use this little, I don't know what the conductor's tool is called, the little stick that a conductor in an orchestra uses. Okay.
It's a wand, yeah.
So you use a wand to,
I mean, that's what it
just
is
the
in
same as the Ocarina and Ocarina of Time, basically play
it's called
music.
A baton if you're a conductor.
You're right.
Sorry.
Okay.
But that is
So
a wand, I believe.
You use that thing, that damn stick, to do songs just like Ocarina of Time, and you can do shit like start rain, bring out the sun, direct the wind to go in one of the 4 cardinal directions, and a series of other shits. And so that is your main mode of transportation. So no horse, just sailing. The boat also gets cool shit like a cannon on it that you can upgrade because you do fights like in the water. You get like a hook that you can use to like trove for treasure, which is like a main
God,
mechanic
I did
of
that
the game.
forever using the tingle radar
love
thing.
it. I was
going
gonna
to
say
the Game Boy Advance.
So what Buck just mentioned is that you could link up your Game Boy Advance to this game and use it to basically get like a sonar type situation, like a radar for the pieces of the Triforce, because you have to collect them all. Like you don't just get like the piece of the Triforce or something. Like it's broken into a fuckload of shards
so long.
that you have to go around and collect. A lot of people don't like this game for that reason. They're like, you get to this part and then you gotta sail all around and collect all the pieces. It's so fucking annoying. And this is not excusing that, but I'll just say that my experience with that was using the peripheral to help me, and it made it so much better, and it made the experience so much more enjoyable for me.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, the game's got great art style, great music. The pacing of it is good. You have to unlock the Master Sword like one piece at a time. You like unlock its potential. It's a great Zelda. It's like right up there underneath Breath of the Wild for me for like best Zeldas. Breath of the Wild.
They weren't
then
dungeons.
this
They
one.
were like forts. They were like fortified forts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played Wind Waker, it's on Switch too. Go to the Switch online and play Wind Waker. It's my second favorite GameCube game, but my number one spot for GameCube releases has got to be 2005, Capcom's Resident Evil 4.
Ooh,
it's just the best. I mean, it's still one of the best games ever. I understand that it came out on the PS2 later that same year as it got released on the GameCube, but in my eyes, it will always be a GameCube game. I feel like it feels so good with the GameCube controllers. It's the first Resident Evil game I ever beat, so it holds a special place in my heart for that reason alone. And the reason that I was able to fucking beat it is because it did all of the quality of life changes that you, listener, now enjoy in your Resident Evil games. Like, if you never have gone back to, which there are probably a lot of gamers that have never played the tank control Resident Evils, man, I got to tell you, doing the third person perspective, adding the quick time event, like moments to buffer out the gameplay to just make it more tolerable so that you're not always just fucking like doing puzzles or running away from something. So much better. And the addition of the merchant, they add the merchant so that if you need, listen, you can buy ammo. We're not here to fucking harangue you. Like, it's a survival horror game, yes, but for Jesus Christ, 11-year-old Mac or whatever. No, this came out in 2015, so 15-year-old Mac, you can finally fucking beat this fucking game. Visually, it's absolutely incredible. I remember when it first came out. Again, this is one of those games where you go up to the lake to shoot it with your gun, and you're just like, God damn, the water ripples when I shoot it. Speaking of the water rippling when you shoot it, this game is packed with amazing boss fights that everyone remembers if you've played it. You got the fish on the lake. You got El Gigante. You got the blind guy that you got to ring the bell, the Wolverine fucking guy. You got the knife fight with Krauser. You got the rocket launcher fight at the end. Like, there's so many epic boss battles.
Don't forget those chainsaws.
Yes, the little
That
mini
fucking
bosses in the
asshole.
form of the chainsaws. Just like the form of the boss of the intro level where you're running away, like things that they just, like, it took the Resident Evil series and just fucking turned that bitch inside out.
I
And
obliterated the Mercenaries mode. I played the crap out of it.
it's absolutely, and the fact that it came out on the GameCube was, I remember being that young and being like, my God, Resident Evil's made the jump over from PlayStation to Nintendo, and it looks amazing, and look how crazy it is. But I've beat this game a half a dozen times. I like this version of the game better than the remake version. I'm going to say it right here, right now. Ooh. I like this version better for reasons that I think I've explained before. But
better atmosphere.
The addition of the collectathon situation where there's sort of treasure scattered about, there's multiple ways to collect it. For example, I think when I was playing the remake, Raph watched me shoot the well door closed so that when I shoot the pendant down, it doesn't drip in the water and get dirty.
Yeah.
And he was like,
about that.
I had never seen that. And I was just like, this is the best game.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a dumb thing to point to, but I just remember being a kid and that being just like, blew my fucking mind, bro. So regardless of the fact that there are many escort missions where you're carrying around one of the dumbest NPCs in video gaming history in Ashley, I still think this game is the best game for the Nintendo GameCube, Resident Evil 4. And so it sits atop my carousel. Raph, I know that you do not have much experience with the GameCube, but please explain to us your thoughts and give us your carousel, sir.
I just also want to say one thing real quick about your number one. You said it changed the way that Resident Evil games are controlled. It didn't just do that for Resident Evil. This was probably the first shooter like that had a really well done over the shoulder camera. And it became the standard for third person shooters going forward, like to this day.
Yeah. Right.
Great first choice, or great number one choice. But yeah, I did not have much experience with the GameCube because I personally never owned one. I went from N64 straight to the PS2, skipping over a couple of different consoles there. But I did get chances to play it with a bunch of friends and got chances to play it when I have a nephew who's about 9 years younger than me, so more like a little brother, who had a GameCube as well, and he would come over and we'd play it sometimes. So there is some nostalgic factor to this. So you'll see my games are kind of interesting here. So my number 5, I was kind of not sure about this one in another game, but I'm going to actually go with Lego Star Wars, the video game from 2005.
I love that choice.
Yeah. I don't know if it's one of those
That's
games
an
that
age thing. That's a nostalgia factor hitting hard
for
right
sure.
there.
Yes, that's the very first note
fun.
on here is that this is a straight up nostalgia pick. Me and my little nephew used to play this game a lot, and it's just fun. It's silly. It's cute. I don't know if you've ever played any of the Lego games, but they're actually quite good. They're actually quite good.
Everybody
they're
has.
Well made.
And every time they did, they went, "Oh, this is pretty fun."
Right. Exactly. Yes. That's kind of like the same sort of. I was like, oh, this is gonna be dumb, and then I played it. And I was like, oh, this is actually really funny and cute. And I recall the multiplayer on it being really fun. The cute aesthetic in such a tragic story. It's just really funny to me because it really is just the downfall of Anakin Skywalker and the destruction of himself. You guys know Star Wars, but
in Lego,
in Lego, so it's super cute. Yeah,
they've always been really good at that. Just like how when we were talking about the X-Men box set, they're like they just get it, man. Like they've even with the video games, they're like, no, we know how to be funny, like actually funny.
Lego Batman, look at that, Lego Batman. Like that's another good example.
Great 2-player game. Yeah.
My next one is another one that I actually didn't really fully get to play myself, but it's one that I played at a friend's house. I got to see them play it. And this game, you guys know I'm a big Metal Gear Solid fan. It's 2004's Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
Hell
Excellent
yes.
choice. Yes.
I still to this day wish I owned a copy of that game.
I have a copy lying around
Nice,
somewhere,
dude.
and I don't even own a fucking GameCube. I
Hell
don't know
yeah.
how like I ended up acquiring it, but I have it like in somewhere down here. Yeah, dude, this game, any Metal Gear Solid game is definitely in the running for my favorite game of all time. I can probably pick any one of them, and it would probably fit somewhere in that list. But this one was really cool because I got to see Shadow Moses in high fidelity. You know, like you got to see all these environs that I knew so well from that first game, and I got to see them look gorgeous. For me, in retrospect, like the best sequence was really the fight with Gray Fox. That whole sequence was so well done. It was one of my favorite fights in the original game, but it just like looks super cool in this one. They added some mechanics from Sons of Liberty into this, because I think this one came out after Sons of Liberty, so it has a similar like art style. It looks very similarly as far as like the fidelity of it. But yeah, seeing that some of these scenes rendered in such high quality really brings a tear to my eye.
It is a beautiful game.
But like I said, I didn't play it that much, so I'm moving on to my next game. Another one that it's funny because all of my games, or most of them, are somehow movie tie-ins, which is really funny to me because I never play fucking movie games. My next one is actually 2004's Spider-Man 2.
Hell yeah.
My ex was a big Spider-Man fan, and they owned this game. They owned a GameCube as well. I used to play it at their house all the time. But this one blew my fucking mind, because up until this point, open world games, you think like Grand Theft Auto, right? Like this is the first time I got to play a superhero game where they had a fully rendered scale model of New York City, and holy
you
fuck,
could swing
man.
around.
You could swing around.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere. Like there were like areas of New York that are modeled like pretty exactly. Yeah, dude. The sheer size of this game actually like legitimately blew my mind. It's kind of
had this game on the GameCube.
Yeah, a lot, but pretty much everybody did. Those Tobey Maguire movies were freaking huge, and let's be honest, these had to walk before these modern Spider-Man games could run.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yes, very quaint now by today's standards, but like man, when this came out, I'm
disappointed that you didn't do a wall crawling joke just there.
You're the funny one.
They had to learn to wall crawl so Spider-Man could wall run.
Wall web swing. But yeah, dude, being able to swing around the streets of Manhattan is probably one of the best. This was like, honestly, even because a lot of superhero games kind of came out after this, and for a long time, I really think that this was really just the best superhero game out there.
I think you might be right.
Until maybe, I guess, later on, like that, like the Batman games were kind of. I know Mac famously hates those, but
very different kind of superhero.
Totally
game.
different.
Yes, exactly. Or even the modern Spider-Man games, which are phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're really, really great games.
Yeah, they are.
But I'm gonna get into my number 2 and my 1 here. These are the ones that I actually did play a lot more often, and actually kind of hold the most nostalgic sort of feelings for. So my number 2 is gonna be 2002's Godzilla Destroy All Monsters.
It's a great game.
An interesting choice.
It's a good pick.
Yes. It's a really, really fun fighting game. A really unique fighting game. Like it's this like arena fighter, and it's kind of got this. It's not like an isometric perspective. Like it's kind of hard to describe. It's like weirdly kind of.
I know exactly what you mean. Like slightly tilted up.
Right. Exactly.
King of the Monsters for the Genesis and Super Nintendo and SNK. They made 2 of them, and it is like I feel like that it was the inspiration to make it happen the way that it did.
The spiritual successor to that. In a lot of ways.
There you go. Yeah.
But this game straight up is pure nostalgia for me. Me and my nephew, especially growing up as a kid, and then he was born and I got him into all this shit. But like I was a huge Godzilla fan growing up. I still am a big Godzilla fan. To the point I want to get a tattoo somewhere. But he and I used to play this game a lot. He got into it because of me. He arguably became an even bigger Godzilla fan than I was. And it was a big bonding experience for me and him. So this is very, very near and dear to my heart. One of my notes here is just King Ghidorah was broken as fuck in this game. It was
Back
like
before they
easily-
couldn't fix them with updates.
Yeah, easily the most broken character like in
That's
the
funny.
entire game. You could just spam those fucking triple beams and shit. And yeah,
I love the giant destructible environments. Like
yes,
obviously everything
dude.
is too scale. Like you're not giant. You're just being perceived as giant. But there's
Right.
it's the perception is pulled off because they have these giant buildings
Right.
or towers that you can get slammed into, and then they come crumbling down like in slow motion as if
Like
they're
Rampage.
giant. Super
yeah,
cool.
just like Rampage. Yeah, it's funny because like I was looking at footage of this game when I was preparing this list, and I was like, man, there needs to be more kaiju fighting games because
I
this was so
know.
much fun, and it's just ripe for the picking. That idea, I know there's a few other ones now, like there's a few modern ones now that I can kind of think of, but there aren't enough, and that's a tragedy.
I really
to be a
can't think
more
of like
robust
any. I
genre.
can't think of any.
I can't think of the name, man. I'm blanking on the name, but there is one on Steam, and
Because like, the
I
difference would be, like what's the difference between a kaiju fighter and a Tekken? You know what I mean? It's like the answer has to be the environment. You have to be in an environment
Yes.
that makes you be perceived as being giant and it needs to be able to be destroyed.
There's a modern kaiju fighter that's sort of like supposed to emulate this game. I'll find it later and I'll send you a link to it. But it's on Steam somewhere.
Or
I
play
just
the
don't-
board
can't
game
remember
King
what
of
it's
Tokyo.
called. That game is awesome, by the way. That's a really good one. Sorry, got a little dust there. But going on to my number one, this is the one that I genuinely played the most on the GameCube. This shit was like my entire teenage years was Super Smash Brothers Melee from 2001.
Mhm.
This is
Sure.
the OG franchise. Like this entire franchise was a huge, like a representative of a huge chunk of my youth. And the OG was something that we played a lot growing up. But this one turned Smash into a fucking party.
This is the
Yeah,
one.
this
Yeah.
is the one.
Melee
This
was the
is-
one.
This is where you got all your friends together and you ordered some pizza, we were too young to drink, so just got a bunch of sodas and shit, and we would spend all night playing a tournament. We would sometimes throw down like $5 a piece, and then the winner takes the pot,
Oh,
that
that's
kind of
funny.
thing. But yeah,
Order
dude,
pizza with it.
I
Yeah,
swear
right,
the
exactly, yeah.
controller for this system was designed with this game in mind.
I think
somehow.
That's
so,
dude,
too.
I have that in my notes that for the
think so, too.
longest time, even after the Wii came out and Brawl came out, I still like refused to play any Smash game without a GameCube controller until
It makes a
obviously
difference. It makes a
the
huge
modern
difference.
ones now. The Pro controllers are really great. Honestly, I really love that controller, but I feel
Yeah.
like the GameCube was just like perfect for this system.
It's like whenever the
Um,
kids say you use the control scheme where Y makes you jump, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. The roster. I mean, look, the expanded
Yep.
roster, better controls, better graphics, the breakneck speed of this game, and the frame perfect inputs made this shit like the ideal game for after school tournaments.
More
It's just
levels. I don't know.
so
it
many-
is- Yeah. More
so many
music.
levels that are like still in the new iterations of the game, like that Zelda level
Mhm.
with like the double tier, like that shit is oof.
You know that's the one I'm
Argu-
talking about.
Arguments were settled in that lower section down there. You know
Exactly.
it. Like it's like that's where
There's
that
a
is
great
where
meme
things.
that has that area circled in the center, and it's like where the boys become men. Like in the middle.
That's where you got juggled like a bitch.
Yeah.
No, this is a straight up nostalgia. Like we were playing this all the way, even after the the Wii came out and Brawl came out. We absolutely still fucked this game up every single day. I used to go in high school to like a friend of mine's house, and we would play this after school every single day.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's my pick for my number one.
That's a good one.
Who's your main in Melee, by the way? Anybody like who's your main? Who do you play as?
I like Pikachu. Still
Pikachu.
carried over, but I used to like playing as Marth when I was a kid. It's ironic because he's like the best character. Now people have dissected everything in and out.
Yeah.
I like Captain Falcon as well.
Nice.
Yeah. But
I play Samus and DK.
Nice,
I like
nice.
Donkey Kong a lot.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
Adult Link for me. Yeah, I was a big Adult Link player. But yeah, that's my number one. guys.
Nice, excellent pick. Buck,
Yes.
your carousel, sir.
Man, this console was prime time for me. I was in college when it launched, and so we were playing a lot of Dreamcast
And then when that console obviously failed, a lot of that stuff carried over to the Xbox and the GameCube especially. So me and Venny were talking about this one earlier, and it got me so nostalgic that it's like, yeah, it's gotta make my list for sure. And I'm talking about Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This was originally a Dreamcast game, obviously.
Right. Okay.
Yuji Naka, Sonic's daddy, helped create this series as well too, or the online series, I should say, because we know that there were Phantasy Star games before this for the Genesis, right? The RPG, turn-based RPGs.
Right.
So this was them saying, well, we want to make an Ultima Online. We want to make a Diablo. This was Sega saying that they wanted to do that. And the package that they put together, holy smokes, between the level designs and the music and the different classes you could be. Admittedly so, this game is very dated if you were to play it today.
Sure.
But back then, every MMO was like this. Ultima Online, Anarchy Online, Original EverQuest. This is kind of the way that they all
Online?
were.
That's
Yeah,
such a
you
good
remember
one.
that. Yeah. No, running out of ammo was a nightmare in that game. But I didn't actually get to play this online much because I still had dial-up internet when I was in college playing on the GameCube version of this. I didn't buy the modem right away because I couldn't even use it. Venny had better internet than we did. He actually splurged for the controller. If you've ever seen the controller, it's a full-size keyboard, 10 keyless keyboard with GameCube grips on either side of this thing.
It's massive.
It only works for this game, for the GameCube. It is the only game for the GameCube that this controller
I was gonna say,
works
I shit
for.
you not. I googled this game right now to see like footage of it, and the first thing that came up was that controller.
Absolutely,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because
It's wild.
you couldn't talk. It had one of the very early iterations of the little translate, like, quick drop down, hello, quick drop down, let's go, that kind of stuff. But you could really talk to people if you had the keyboard like he did. That was awesome.
Right.
This game used the online framework from Choo Choo Rocket. Remember we talked about Choo Choo Rocket using the online? They used the framework of the online for that to make this game work on the internet, which was pretty freaking cool. Like I said, I didn't get to play it online that much. I actually would play 4-player split screen co-op on the GameCube. If you could imagine how much that chugged, it was a little sad, but we didn't give a shit. And I could more than once we stayed up till 2-3 in the morning with like me and Marcus and Andy and Malcolm. Like I remember the 4 of us, like, holy crap, just playing the shit out of this game all night long. Venny wanted me to mention his main, which was the Recount, which is the dual wield pistol female, and I played mostly the faux Nuriel, which is the force was like the 3 types. I should back up. There was the hunter type, the Recount was the ranged type, the ranger type, and the force type was like the magic type. So there were 3 different classes and like 4 different races within those classes that had different stats, and you could customize that around. If you had a nice diversified party, it felt really great in what is a sci-fi world of Phantasy Star, which is super cool. You would
I
drop
remember
in
watching you play this game on split screen for sure with your buddies.
Yeah,
Such
you
a
would-
good looking one.
You would drop in from a main hub world into like an area where you had to progress through, kill enemies, and kill a boss at the end. That's basically how it works. Fun fact about this game. Don't ask me why, but they wanted it to be played across different regions. And they were like, how do we do that? They have time zones, which, what the fuck? It has a time zone. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Anyway, they teamed up with Swatch. Remember Swatch?
Yes.
With the watches? Swatch?
Oh yeah.
This game does not use AM, PM, East Coast time zone, whatever. It uses
Swatch
beat time, which was created by Swatch. It was also known as Swatch Internet Time.
What?
As of this, it still exists, and as of this recording, the current Swatch time is 8:10. It uses
Whoa.
What the?
it uses 1,000 beats per rotation, which equals
That is
86.4 seconds.
Ridiculous.
Is this
And
like a quantum clock? How
The
does this
fact,
work?
kind of, yes, that Swatch invented. So when you're playing that game, and you always notice that time spanned in like some weird non-existent, like it's not seconds, it's not minutes. What is it? I don't know. Kind of like in Final Fantasy 11 or 14. What time progression is this? Well, in the case of Phantasy Star Online, it's beat time. It's Swatch time. That's
Wow.
how it
progresses.
That is
in
fucking
time.
hilarious.
That is really freaking weird. Yeah. Anyway, coming in at number 4, the first one we really got in the States, and it sunk our teeth into me and Princess M when we were college age. And I'm talking about Animal Crossing for
God,
the
yes.
GameCube.
God, yes.
This game ate up a lot of our time. In fact, here's my version, my copy right here I've still had, which comes with the memory card with a special present inside.
Wow.
There's probably a lot of really angry animals on this on this memory card. The Animal Crossing save file took up 57 blocks of a 59 block memory card.
Holy shit.
So they gave you a memory card when you purchased the game new with Nintendo, and it came with an extra KK Slider song. It came with an NES game as well on here, and some extra furniture, which then took up 58 of your 59 blocks. But basically this became your Animal Crossing memory card here for this game. If you played any Animal Crossing in modern times, they're all the same now. You know, passage of time is real. You leave for a couple of days and come back. You got weed in your yard and you got angry neighbors because you left for a couple of days.
Blew my mind when I was a kid watching you play that.
We got so addicted to this that we had the GBA reader on the link cable and we're sliding cards to get different patterns for our furniture.
Man, that's right.
Extra furniture. We took our GameCube on vacation with us once with the wife's family because it was over New Year's and we didn't want to miss the New Year's fireworks that happened.
That is fucking an amazing memory. That's really funny.
It was pretty crazy, right? Coming in at number 3, holy crap, we got a new IP on the GameCube. We got more than one, but I'll get to that in a minute. I'm talking about Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
I was hoping I'd see this in here.
Dude, you made a Mario game, Luigi, into like a survival horror. Okay.
One that escaped me. I have never played through all the way Luigi's Mansion, but I remember watching you play it, and because it came out pretty early in the GameCube's lifespan. It might have even been a launch game, if I'm not mistaken.
Not quite, but it's pretty close. Yeah.
And I remember doing the same where, like, my God, they've made a Mario game that's something else?
So good.
That's
yeah,
not
it's
Mario? Like
Mario, yeah. Admittedly, you can play some of the newer ones, like Luigi's Mansion 3 is a great game, and you can play that, and you get kind of the same vibe. This one, while a little dated, it still holds up. I mean, it's still an amazing title. It hit all those buttons, right? Like, it was creepy. It had the ambiance. Mario. Yeah. Scared Luigi walking around looking for his brother because
they've gotten zanier.
Mario's
I
missing
think the
again.
first one was scarier than those newer ones have been, in my opinion.
It had this dark aesthetic that there were more than a few honorable mention to what's not on my list, but Eternal Darkness. There were some GameCube games that just nailed, like, I don't know whether it was the engines they were built on or the chip that was in the GameCube or what, or just the
spirit movies of the Japanese men that made them.
Movies at this time all had the piss filter, and games all had the scary filter.
Exactly,
I don't know.
the piss filter.
So, but I mean, phenomenal game. If you've never played Luigi's Mansion, absolutely excellent title.
Good platformer.
But Miyamoto's not done. Oh no, kids. Miyamoto's not done because he's going to invent yet another new IP on the GameCube. I'm talking about the very first Pikmin.
Dude.
Oh, I forgot about this game until
I adore this game
play
and beat the crap out of it.
I could not understand it. Could not understand how to play. Could not group the guys together. Too much stress.
You
too
get
much
it
the
now.
time.
There was
Buck's
a
talked
timer,
about
yes.
before, and we don't like being timed.
Right.
But Buck would destroy this game. I remember watching Buck play Pikmin, and he was so in control. That's so funny. And I remember being like, "What the fuck? I can't play this game. It's
this
too
was
stressful."
less of a time. I mean, there was a timer, obviously, but this was less of a time constraint and more of a lesson in efficiency. Like, that's
interesting.
That's how you played Pikmin. Like, I have this many. This, you know what this is? This is modern Lemmings. That's what Pikmin is.
Oh, absolutely.
Pikmin is a modern way to play. I have this many Pikmin. I go to here. I may find some more. I need this many to kill this Bulborb. I can't lose more than this many killing him. And then I have to go pick up this part and get it back. I need at least 20 Pikmin to get it back in enough time that the rocket can take off for the day. So I can't lose more than that many doing X, Y, or Z. Rinse and repeat. Make the puzzles, harder, the levels larger.
And the birthing of the franchise, the new IP, I mean, this is still with us. Pikmin 4 or whatever came out last year or something like that. Right. They've got the Pikmin game on the phone. Like this like Olimar is in the new Smash Brothers. Yeah. Like there's just like Pikmin is fucking alive and well.
It became
and that
a thing.
Spawned out of the creepy little GameCube with its fucking little handle and shit.
Yeah.
If you've never played Pikmin, it's basically like Buck said. It's like if 3D Lemmings was an RTS, also kind of like you gotta use circles to use your whistle to blow a circle to capture a cluster of guys, and then you gotta sort them, and they all have different powers. And this game, like I said, I should go back and really play through these games. They're all on the Switch too, online, I think.
And it made me play Olimar in Brawl because I liked him a lot.
Have you played the newest Pikmin by any chance, Buck? Pikmin 4 or whatever?
No, I have not. I digress. I have not really gotten into a Pikmin game since the original Pikmin game, but I loved this game. It was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
My number one, you guys are so right, but you guys are so wrong.
Okay.
You see, Resident Evil 4 redesigned the genre. But I didn't want the genre to be redesigned. Mm-hmm. I wanted you to take George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead and make it a fucking masterpiece. The Resident Evil remake for the GameCube was a Nintendo exclusive for over 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Came out in 2002 for the Cube. Came out again in 2008 for the Wii. Did not get released until it was remastered in 2015 for all the other consoles and PC.
Huh. Damn.
When I talk about these other GameCube games and how this one's good, but it's aged. This one's fun, but it's a little antiquated. This one's a lot of fun still done. If you pop this game in your GameCube today, it will puzzle you with this wizardry of how fucking gorgeous it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wait. This is one of those games where you compare this to like the character models in like a new Call of Duty, and you're like, why does Barry in Resident Evil Remake for the Cube look better than all of these other character models in a modern day game that got put
shit. You'll see those YouTube videos all the time now where people are like, "Are CG going backwards?" And it's like, no, there's certain things that I don't know what the fuck is happening with the beeps and boops and the ones and twos in there, but they're killing with the way this GameCube looks.
When not to mention, in this game they added new areas. So that was cool because we got to explore new things. Added the Lisa Trevor character and all the background. They added the Crimson Heads, which was like
so scary.
Not only did they stay on the ground, which was really cool, they did that in the later director's cut re-release of Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation, where the bodies would stay there of the zombies, which added to the creepiness. But they never got up. So when you played this, if you played the director's cut, you're like, oh, that's creepy. They stay there. The first time that first Crimson Head got up, you didn't shit your pants. And you immediately ran to a door and you prayed to God that they couldn't open doors, right? Like you didn't want it to chase after you. You learned about setting them on fire, everything else too. But the first time you turn that corner where that first zombie went, and it is no longer a dead end, it now leads to another room and another staircase. As a veteran Resident Evil player, you went, oh hell yes, here we go. It's not just the same game. Yeah. When you played the PS1 Resident Evil and that first dogs jumping out of the window scared the crap out of you. First zombie turning around, it scared the crap out of you. But I will parallel this to watching the original Night of the Living Dead in black and white, and it scaring you, but the comatose lady kind of ruining half the movie for everybody. As opposed to the remake of Night of the Living Dead, where not only is everything better and Tony Todd's amazing, but the heroine is not a timid girl, but a total badass that fights back against the zombies. The same ambiance shifts happens from that first Resident Evil to this Resident Evil. When you're walking down that hallway, and they don't need the dogs to jump out and scare you because it's dark and it's scary, and the lightning cracks in the windows, and the light flashes and reflects on the walls, and you can see the silhouette of something on the outside instead, and they're able to use the light and the ambient inclusion to change it. It completely changes the ambiance of the game. You're no longer just scared because of the camera angles from the tank controls. You're scared because it's fucking scary.
What they did with the lighting in this game is mind-blowing.
That's what I was just about to say. They
I
finally
can't
were able to
believe-
make like dark rooms
Yes.
in
Right.
this game.
Not
for the
dark
first
like
time
black and I can't see anything.
at all, but just like
There's
yeah,
a
because-
light peeking through the window and it's shining on something in the corner there. Like that kind of like, ugh.
Well, yeah, because I mean, in pretty much every other Resident Evil up to this, because I think 4 came out after this or before this.
They were pretty close, but again,
They're
it,
close. But they were all, you know, Claire wearing a bright red vest, and
Yeah,
the levels
right.
were all, they couldn't be dim. Like they
Right.
you know what I mean? There was no lighting effects happening. Everything was just like,
I mean,
it might be black, like as in like
So-
the texture is black, but this was like the first time where I remember exactly what Buck's talking about. There's like a moment where you're like, oh, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Because look through the window, the moonlight is cascading
Yeah.
through in
Yeah.
and then hitting like a curtain.
Yep.
And it was just like, oh shit, I'm in the dark. Like,
yeah,
it's
the
like
accents.
the
I had
first time.
I had already played Code Veronica on the Dreamcast, which Code Veronica, while it has tank controls, it does not have a stationary camera. The camera moves with you in a lot of places,
Right.
pans in a lot of places. It has a lot more to it. But again, like you just said, Claire's wearing a bright ass vest, and so is and Steve's wearing brighter clothing, and it still has that kind of almost cartoony older school vibe to it.
Yes.
This was like 2 or 3 years later, not even.
Right.
And it was like, holy shit! This
so
is
scary.
This is like
That's
somehow
crazy.
this a game who's kind of adult already became really adult,
Yeah.
like really
Yeah.
fast. Introduction of the defensive items, the defensive weapons.
yeah.
Yep.
Shoving
yep.
grenades in zombies' mouths and the knives and stuff. I mean, just this game again. Resident Evil 4 is an amazing game, but it's a genre bend. This game just takes the original one and just holy smokes.
Yeah, absolutely blows.
My
it out the
number
water.
one forever for the GameCube for sure is the Resident Evil remake for that. It still holds up to this day. 110%.
That's amazing.
Was this the one that had the explosive zombie mode? Did this one have this?
I don't believe so.
There was like a mode where there was like a single zombie that like had a grenade, and if like you shot it, then it would just fucking
Oh,
kill
maybe.
you. It would
Cool.
kill. I think it was in
Don't
this
remember.
one. I'm not sure.
It
Yeah,
has been
yeah,
a long
but
time since
yeah.
I played this game, but I do absolutely adore this. And I'm glad you can play it in some modern ways too, because I don't get to hook up my GameCube.
Yeah,
very
I played
often.
this on the Switch. That's the first time I ever
Absolutely.
beat Resident
It
Evil 1 was the remake.
Holds up
Yeah.
so well.
Waiting for it to be redone. Cannot wait for that.
Yeah, they
that
gotta-
will
that's
happen one
weird.
day.
They
I
That
got
would
it.
be
I
good.
know. Yeah.
Do it up.
Doesn't
All
mean-
right. Excellent job, gentlemen. That does it for our GameCube carousel.
Mm-hmm.
We love you, Nintendo. This was a brilliant time in your life, I think, in my opinion. I think it was funny that you made a purple cube with the Mario that's on vacation.
But we expected it.
But yeah, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do our What Else You Got and head on out of here. All right, gentlemen. What else you got for me? The segment of our show where we can bring anything to the table, be it video game or otherwise. I'll be quick. For one, I've been continuing to try to chug through Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'll say I think I'm gonna give up because it's gotten to the point where I have to go. Just play it to just get a little bit farther, and I got to the end of the
banana.
I got to the end of the elephant guy's level, and guess what? The boss of that level is the boss of the first level. Just again, the one that you just punch him.
Oh, you punch him.
And he's
Oh,
harder
yeah.
now.
A new
and
mechanic.
I was just like, and I lost to him like twice, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna finish this game. But more importantly, I went and saw the Fantastic Four, and it kicks ass.
Oh, good.
I loved
Oh,
it.
good.
You know what? Buck was always talking about how people are always trying to make superhero the movie, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Marvel has made superhero the movie, and it works.
Cool. A Fantastic
It's
Four is
very
probably
good.
the one thing
They're
that
the
could do
only
that,
people
right?
that could
Yeah,
do
right.
it.
Yeah.
And
that
it
makes sense.
requires them to be completely isolated. So this is kind of like a spoilers, but it's like not real. It's just like there's no cameos in this.
That's okay.
Cool.
There's no other, which is
fine
no,
with
that's
that,
perfect because it's
Yeah,
just
no,
like they
that's
have to be by themselves for the idea of superhero the movie to work because there can't be drama between superheroes. Like because like the thing I love most about this movie, and this is not a spoiler, but there is no family melodrama written in the script. Like Hey, I don't know if you saw those ones with what's her name? Not Selma Hayek.
No, with Jessica
Alba.
Jessica
The
Alba.
ones with
that's
Jessica
what it
Alba.
Yeah.
Is all they're like
They made 2 of those, didn't they?
Yeah, and
they
I think
did.
they did
I saw
another
them.
one with different actors, and they're
Yeah,
always
Michael B.
trying
Jordan
to.
played Human Torch.
They're always trying to shoehorn and Ben is in love with Sue and she is not sure and they're fighting and because I was looking online just at reviews and stuff and I saw a clip of like one of the other movies where Mr. Fantastic has Ben Grimm all wrapped up because they're arguing or something. It's just like this movie doesn't do that at all. Yeah. They love each other. They're a family. They work together. And instead of like falling back on that bullshit, the writers just did their fucking work that they're supposed to do, which is they thought of interesting problems for them to come across.
Shocker.
Like things that were like, oh shit, you would need 4 geniuses who are also the most altruistically pleasant, nice people on the planet to get this done. And then boom, that's the Fantastic Four. like I want to say the Sue Storm in this movie is awesome. Like sensitive Ben Grimm is best Ben Grimm. Yeah. Lost in Thought Reed Richards is best Reed Richards. Yeah. Pedro Pascal fucking kills it where he just like he's not just always saying whatever the fuck he's thinking. There'll be moments where he's just like, give me a second. And then you just watch him like and you're like, oh, he's thinking. You know, like you don't have to tell me what you're thinking because then he's just like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. And they instead of everyone going like, I don't know, like they're just like, okay, cool, yeah, like tell us.
Richards, one of the smartest men in the world.
You're the smartest guy in the world, and also you're my best friend. So just like whatever you say, our characters are gonna do it, so we can move this fucking plot along. That's and cool. Like Silver Surfer. This I don't know if this is a spoiler. They gender swap it to be a lady. Doesn't matter. They're awesome.
It wasn't going to matter to begin with. And isn't NORAD's like wife also a Silver Surfer anyway?
I don't know, and I don't really care because I'll just say the Silver Surfer has got a great plot device in regards to like why they're doing what they do. Good. And then lastly, Galactus. They did such a good job of just leaning into like he's not a obscure cloud that whatever and the other ones where he's just like a planet. They're like people will think it's weird if he's like a big guy and it's like no, it's not weird. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. You know what I mean?
We should do instead 1A.
Yeah, exactly. So I loved it. I liked it a lot more than Superman. I would give it like a 4 out of 5. It's like 2 hours long or so.
Cool.
And they did it. I think they did an excellent job setting up now, just like they can redo the Marvel universe and have it. They specifically put this one in a specific universe. Like it starts with like Universe 838. So now just have something from this universe leak into the main one. And that something is spoilers. It's going to be Dr. Doom. Is going to leak into the main universe and then maybe pull Pedro Pascal and those other guys through because this movie takes place in like the 60s, 70s, like Fantastic Four times.
Yeah.
And it's so I don't know, do something with it, but get them in there in the universe. And I can't wait to see them touch because, like I said, the way they sort of do them in this universe, they're like the only superheroes around, and like I said, they have no qualms about being exactly that. Like they are ready to save the world as a family at all given times. So it's just like awesome. Like you're just watching people be super. It's really good. Cool. But yeah, so go see it. Buck, what else have you got for us this week?
Who had this on their 2025 bingo card? I played yet another new TCG collectible card game.
Holy fuck.
This game is really neat. It's called Altered. It's been out for about a year. It's from a French studio. Long story short, when we were on vacation, me and my buddy Ben, we were both on vacation. We took a day, and it turns out in South Daytona here in Florida, there's like 5 card shops and like 5 video game stores, all within like 4 miles. In one plaza, there was a Warhammer store with collectible cards, a comic book store, a toy and figurine store, another card store, and then this guy's store that was like a full-on comic shop with board games in the same plaza.
Fun.
The same plaza. Super plaza. This game is unlike any other battle kind of card game I've ever played before. It's not like Magic. It's not like Gundam. It's not like Warlord, any of these. You have these lands in between, long story short, and you have a hero and companion on your team. You're trying to get them to meet in the middle
by overcoming these different challenges in the way. You see like a leaf here and a mountain and a water here. For your Spotify video kids, you can see these. So you get a couple of these cards lined up next to each other, and you know how you have to progress. They're hidden at the beginning, and depending on how they're flipped, they may be different when they get flipped over every different game. And the way you do that is I play cards that have strengths in those different types, water, earth, and mountain, and so do you. And we're playing on the left and right side of the board at the same time. We're playing tug of war, basically, on both sides. And if I can beat you in the one that I'm supposed to be in, my little token moves forward on this side, but maybe you beat me here and yours moves forward, or maybe we both were in different areas and we get to move forward. Whoever can get to the middle and meet their companion and hero first will win the game. Coolest thing about it is it uses one of those newer systems like Lorcana, where cards from your hand get put into play face down and they become your mana because there's no colors of mana. You just get mana every turn from your deck. But then also, you don't get to keep all of your cards in play every turn. You have a little reserve area where you're only allowed to keep 2 cards between turns. So if you have a really banger turn where you smash your enemy's face in, good for you, but you're only going to get to keep 2 of those cards for next turn when you're going against, because everything happens at the same time in this game. Instead of it being your turn, then my turn, it's you take an action, then I take an action. You take an action, I take an action.
Okay.
You go back and forth like that. Really fun game. Have not played, like Gundam just came out. We've been playing it. Gundam is really hard to get product right now. So we were like, we're going to not go balls deep on that until we can actually get product, reliably, and that stuff comes out. This game's been out for about a year, only has like the main set plus like 1 expansion or 2 expansions out. And we played it and we just had a lot of fun with it.
Hell yeah. What's the name again?
Altered.
Altered.
I got a little deck box here for that. And
Nice.
you only play with 40 card decks, and so you see lots of the same cards. Guess what? If your deck runs out, you reshuffle it and you keep going. There's no mill decks. You can't mill someone, make them run out of cards to win the game.
Nice.
It's very neat.
Hell yeah. Raph, what else have you got for us this week?
Well, as I've mentioned, ever since Night Rain came out, almost every single what else you got involves some sort of
Fucking
FromSoft property.
What did we do yesterday, Raph?
Yeah, right, exactly.
We got a Maris
just
clear.
played some freaking Night Rain.
We beat the Augur.
But this is actually about a different FromSoft game. Yeah. So I was looking through my collection and I noticed I do have the OG Dark Souls, the PS3 one. But I realized I've never played any other Dark Souls game. So I kind of looked around online, looked at a few deals, and I was like, I wonder how much these are physical copy wise. And I ended up finding
They're not bad.
the trilogy for the price of one. It's like $40, and it's all 3 freaking Dark Souls games. Yeah, it's the Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 3, The Fire Fades, and it's got all the DLCs for all 3 games, and it's got all the soundtracks.
Oh, it's the
for like
remastered
$40.
of the first one.
What's up?
It's the remastered of the first one.
The remastered one.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I have the OG one down here, but I
Remastered's cool, yeah.
I don't feel like hooking up my PS3 that I have somewhere in one of these drawers back here. But this I think is a good way to play it, and it looks gorgeous. I was playing it the other night, trying a sorcerer build because I've never played through as a sorcerer. So yeah, this is my what else you got. I've just been playing Dark Souls. I've been on a FromSoft kick. I don't know.
I love the first Dark Souls.
It's so good. It's
fucking good.
Same.
like talking about potential like favorite games of all time, and like I think that it is up there between another like Metal Gear Solid 3. Like it's like it's up there as like one of my favorite games of all
changed
time.
my
honestly.
ideas about
It
the
did.
different number of gameplays that there can be in a game.
Yes.
Like I was like,
It-
oh wow, this is the hardest game. I didn't know that you could do games like this.
It reminded me that you can
ow.
do games
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this, right?
exactly.
Because
I
that's
guess
how
so.
games work.
But it's even hard. We'll get into it. But for now, that's our show. That's right. This is the end. Thank you for listening or watching. Remember to like and subscribe and tell your friends, why don't you? And if you don't ever go to our YouTube, if you just go on Spotify to listen to this or watch this, go to our YouTube, why don't you? Because you can watch us stream. I'm about to do a Baldur's Gate stream in just about an hour here. Raph does his stream on Sundays. We've been teaming up with my buddy, the AI Soothsayer, my
was a
friend
good time.
Danny on Twitch, and he is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Me and
dude.
Raph and Danny had the hardest time climbing a mountain last Saturday in Peak, and it was very funny.
Yes.
You can
It's peak comedy.
YouTube.com/The Game Treasure Podcast. You can reach us by email, gametreasurepodcast@gmail.com, with any comments or stories you want us to read aloud in the podcast, any video games you think we should check out, all that's email us, please. Head over to our merch store at our Linktree. Linktree/the GTP. We got shirts. We got mugs with the king of video games with the the still from Robot Alchemic Drive where the lady says bread. And more. We've got a really cool shirt design based off the Ninja Turtles character select screen that my girlfriend created for us. That's fun. So go to Linktree/the GTP to buy that shit now. You can also check out our Patreon while you're there, where for $5 a month you can get access to our exclusive. There we go. Our exclusive content.
They're both limited and exclusive.
Yes, I'm gonna take it away. No, I'm not. It's our UFO 50 deep dive series where we went full blown. God, who's that documentarian that makes those really slow ones like about
Ken
Civil
Burns.
War? We went Ken Burns style through every line of UFO 50 and took each fucking game apart with a fine tooth comb. We want to thank Crunkwitch for the use of our theme song, Clash of the Droids. You can find their music on Spotify, Apple Music, and anywhere you can find music on the internet. And of course, we didn't get to do a Retro Zone today, but gosh dang it, this show is brought to you by RetroGameTreasure.com. RetroGameTreasure.com is a subscription service that's owned and operated by the Megabuck himself that sends you, the gamers out there, the retro game collectors specifically, boxes of retro video games that are customized to expand your collection. So, in other words, you tell him what consoles you collect for and what types of video games you like to play. Shooter, for example. Platformer, for example. Anime games, for example. And then at the end of every month, RetroGameTreasure.com sends you a box of video games filled with only those types of video games for only those consoles. And don't worry, Buck keeps track of all the games in your collection so you never ever get a repeat game. Lastly, they make it incredibly easy to start collecting for new consoles because they've got a console shop page that you can go to, get a new console, then just head on over to your preferences page, select that you've got that console, and then those games will start getting drip fed to you from month to month. So no more hunting around, no more guessing, and no more wasted time. Instead, start collecting games the easy way today with RetroGameTreasure.com. Buck, hit me with this week's list of new subscribers, please.
And speaking of old new consoles, we do carry the Wii U now because it's over a decade old. Woohoo! Add that to your list. Our new subscribers: Daniel Gruden, Dylan Teft, Alexander Vibert, Solomon Tversky, Christopher Arnoux, Hunter Ragland, Zach Townsend, Gabe Suttles, Matthew McTaggart, Josh Howard, Charlie Knight, Aaron Jones, Shane Campula, and Thomas Gladu.
Thank you guys so much for subscribing. It really means a lot, and it seriously helps. But until next week, my name is Max Stein, and I love the Game Treasure Podcast. It's so bad.
It's so bad.